I'm back for my third video. So I should be a pro now, right? Right. No. But I'm going to try. This book is for the older bunch. Not much older, but it's a little bit longer, and it's funny and it's fun. I thought I'd entertain you guys. The true story of the Three Little Pigs, as told by A.Wolf. A.Wolf. This, or as told by Jon Scieszka. I think I got that right. Illustrated by Lane Smith. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs. You probably do. Or at least I think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the true story. The real story. My side of the story. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. There he is. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault that wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were a big bad wolf too. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. You ready? Y'all ready for this? Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Poor guy. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knock on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into somebody else's house, so I said, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? The whole darn house, the straw house, fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave this perfectly good ham dinner laying there in the straw, so I ate him up. Just think of it as like a nice big cheeseburger laying there. Didn't mean it. Well, I was feeling a little better, but I didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first pig's little brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. There he is shaving, yes. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth like you're supposed to do now. Use your elbow. But I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe this, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Yeah. Now, you know food'll spoil if you let it lay out in the open. So I did the only thing I could do. I had dinner again. I think it was like a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked at the brick house, no answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Oh. So rude. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was about to go home, maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed again. Achoo! And then the little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Whoa. That mean pig. Now, I am actually usually a very, very calm fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Looks like there's a few reporters there. Yes, the rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar, didn't sound very exciting. So they jazz up the story with all the huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story is I was framed. But Maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? So what do you think, guys? Is that the true story? I don't know. But anywho, I thought that was a pretty funny story. I have a few copies of that in my shoestring books group on Facebook where I sell used books, and they're only $3 plus shipping if you want to look into that. If you just want to hear me read it again, just come back and watch me read it again. So you have to like this, subscribe, and hopefully leave me a really nice comment, because I don't like bad comments, and I'll cry and I'll huff and I'll puff and cover my sneeze, and I don't know what else I'll do. But come back anytime, and hopefully I'll be adding something and tomorrow, and so you can watch something every night before bed. I love you guys, especially my grandbabies. They love Oma. That's the German word for grandmother. They all call me Oma, and I love to read to them, and they love books too. So I'm glad I can share with others. Let me know where you're from and how you found my channel too. Okay, bye, good night.